Hello there. In this video, I would like to take a closer look at the proposed escalation flow usage for the product team. So, whenever customers raise support issues, they end up in the support queue. And those things are not all the time things that necessarily new things, and they are not all the time necessarily the things that should lead to a change in the product. So a more refined view of all the technically challenging things should be found in the new view. So any things that are technically challenging and potentially lead to changes in the product, I would assume would be escalated at some point. And you would see all the escalations in the new RTeam board. At any point in time, you just browse here and you'll see all the currently outstanding issues and all the things that were resolved. But apart from the overview of all the things that are going on in the field, you also get a very nice additional feature, which is you can always see which of them resulted in a custom build and which of them were not approved by the product team. What is this? Let's take a closer look into the product approvals. So a product approval is something that our team member would need to have before they can integrate a change into the product. So imagine that they made a change, they created a custom build, and then in order to get it off of their board, they need to integrate it. Well, they can't do so until a product team member reviews it. What's the mechanism behind it? So here in this screen, I'm logged in as the RTeam member, and I'm trying to force myself in to review. I can't. But from the product team's perspective, whenever I'm logged in as a product team person, I can do a couple of things. Number one, I can go to the issue itself and click review. Number two, I can summon the operations menu by pressing dot or saying more actions and find the review here. What is this review? When do we need it? So before any change, any custom build is integrated for all the customers into the product, it needs to go through a review with the product team. Now, depending on the urgent the time zone when the things are happening, the RTeam member might not be able to contact the product team straight away whenever they are triaging a certain escalation. But the good news is that this process that we're setting up here must ensure that all the changes that were already delivered to the customers in one way or the other have to go through the product team before they can be removed from the board. And the only thing that you need to do to unblock them further is to checkbox approve and maybe write a comment regarding what's the way to integrate this. So for instance, you could say it can be integrated, but only with a feature flag by default turned off, which means the proper implementation will be introduced in Q3 2033. So you can leave a comment. And our team member will be unblocked for further integrating it into the product. They would know now how to integrate it, and they should be able then to escalate it further for the integration and finalize the integration there. So some good news. Okay, so number one use is you will be ensured to be included into all the escalations that required any changes to the product. Number one was you're involved into escalations. You can always review all the escalations that are out there, and you are ensured to be involved into escalations that made any changes to the product. Furthermore, you can also, at any point in time, find all the escalations that resulted in a custom build. So whenever an RT member creates a custom build, it will now be registered in the RTeam project. And there's this nice query, JQL search, that allows you to see, okay, which were the custom builds and to which customers they were deployed. It also excludes all the custom builds that were already fixed. So for instance, here I've got a custom build that was already fixed, and it doesn't show up in this view. I hope you have questions. I hope you find this useful and approve that we move on with production.